In this video, I'll show you how you can set up the global colors in the breakdance. I'll be walking you through to set up these global styles in the breakdance theme. So if you are interested in learning how to set up these global styles for your entire website all at once, then without further ado, let's get started now. So the first thing that you have to do is to ensure that you have this breakdance theme installed. I have this installed here. You can see if I go to plugins, you can see I already have the breakdance theme here. So once you have it here, you can just hover over to this breakdance, and then from here you can just click on this settings. Once you will click on settings, click on the global styles, and once you will click on global styles, click on launch breakdance. So just to launch the breakdance, I have opened one of their demos so I can pick these global styles to walk you through. So I want to use this kind of color as my primary color, and then I have this secondary color. So you can decide about your primary and secondary colors. So I'll just pick this color as a primary color. I'll copy the color code, and then you can just go to this page right here, which is basically the global styling page. Just click on these colors option, and here you can see it says brand. Just insert the brand color code, and now you can see here it automatically got updated. After that, you can also insert the text color. So for the text color, I'll be picking the color from here. This is the color code. I'll just copy the color code and I'll paste the color code here. You can also decide the heading color code, and then you have the color for the links. Now for the links, I want to copy the same color code because I want to keep the same color code for the links as well. Now when it says background, you can decide about the background. So for now, I just want to make a white background throughout the website. And then you have this option for the palette. You can just click on the palette, and there you can insert the additional colors. So I'll just click on the add color button right here because I want to insert one more color, which is this red kind of color. So I'll just copy this color code from there, and then I'll just paste the color code right here. And then you can name it anything that you want. So I'll just call it red. Now let's see if we have any more colors. I can see we have one color as the background. So I'll just copy this color code from there. And then you can just click on add color and insert the color code right here. And then I'll just call it background light. You can name it to anything that you want. That is completely your choice. I guess these are all the colors that we are using on the website. And this is basically the last color. This is kind of like the gray color. So I'll just copy the color code from there, and then you can just click on add color and insert it here. BG gray. Alright, so these are both the colors. If you want to insert the gradients, you can also insert the gradients here. That is your choice, but I am good with the colors. Once you are done with the colors, you can just expand this buttons option, and then you have the option to add the styling for your primary color as well as the secondary color. So for the primary color, just click here, and here you can see background. You can just click here, and here you will find all the colors that we have added in our palette. So I'll select this color, or we can select this color. Now here you can see this is getting updated real time. Once that is done, what you can do, if you want to have the outline button, you can just enable the outline right here, and then where it says width, just insert the width. So I'll just insert 2, and where it says color, you can choose a color right here. Now if you don't want to give the background to your outline button, you can just remove the background, and now you can see this is how it looks. Other than that, you also have the option for the corners and the typography. So of course I want to change the typography. So for the typography, I'll have to pick that. I'm using the extension word font to extract the fonts, and here you can see the font name is outfit. I don't know if you found this font, but let's just try it. So just click on the typography, and where it says family, we can just try searching for the font, and here we have it. So I'll select the outfit, and now here you can see this has been updated. And then here you can also decide the font size. So I'll select the 17 pixels right here, and then you can also pick the weight. I guess the weight is looking fine, so I don't want to change the weight. And where it says advanced, you can enable the advanced settings, and I want it to transform to upper cases. So now you can see this is in the upper cases. So this is basically how it is. Once that is done, you can just close this, and then here you can see these are all the stylings. Now other than that, you have this corners option. If you want to have the rounded corners, you can just select the rounded corners, or if you want to have a square, you can choose the square. And then you have this effect where you can add the effects to the button. And then if you want to have the icons, you can also add the icons right here. I'm good with it. And then here you have the secondary button option, so you can insert the secondary button. Of course, in the secondary button I want to have the background color, so I'll just select the background color right here. Now as I hover over, you can see the color is changing. And then we also can have an outline, so I'll give it 2 pixels here, and for the color I want to give it the brand color or the primary color. So now you can see this is how basically it is. And then again, for the sizing and all the other things, you can play around with that. This is basically how it is. Now for this typography option, you can also adjust the global styling for the typography. Now for the headings, you can see we are using Cormorant. So I'm going to use the Cormorant for the heading font. I'll just search for Cormorant here, and this is the Cormorant. Now here you can see our heading has been changed. Now let's see which heading font it is. So this one is font weight 700, and then here is the color information, and font size is 50 pixels. So we'll have the 50 pixels for the bigger headings. So let's just go back, and where it says body font, we can also insert the body font, and this is the body font. Just open it, and this is outfit font. So I'll just insert or search for outfit here, and then I'll select the outfit, and now you can see here our font has been changed. Now for the base size, I want to give it to 17 pixels, and then where it says ratio, you can also adjust the ratios. Now you have this advanced option. You can enable this advanced option. Where it says body, you can enable this, and you can insert further options if you want to. I'm comfortable with what I have here for the heading and the body font, and I don't want to change it. Now for the forms, you can also change the option for the forms as well. For the form fields, you can have the background. So let's just give it a background color of this light background color that we had. And then if you want, you can also give it a border. Now here you can see this is the border. You can just give it 2 pixels right here. And then where it says this is the border radius, or if you don't want to give it a border radius, where it says width, I'll give it 2 pixels, and where it says color, you can just give it a color. So I'll just give it a brand color that we have. And then that is basically it. I don't want to give it any other thing here. And then in here you have also other states of this form, like focus state, and then the padding and all the other things. I'll walk you through about this once we'll create the forms in other section. And then you have this container option. Now in the container option, you have the option for the sections and the gaps. You can expand it to check the container width. So I generally use 1440 pixels of the width, and then you can also adjust the vertical and horizontal padding. I will generally do that inside the builder. Now where it says column gap, I want to give it 20 pixels of the column gap, or you can just leave it as it is. I generally give it 20 pixels. And then if you want to have the CSS code, a global CSS code or global JavaScript, you can insert it here. And then at the last, you have this other option where you can add transition duration. So I'll just give it 500 millisecond, which is 5 seconds, or you can just reduce it. So this is basically all about the global settings. I hope you have learned something new about this global setting. These are very useful settings. Before you actually start creating any websites, be sure to add the global settings in your Breakdance theme or any other page builders that you will use. This will save a lot of time, where you don't have to add the color codes and the typography options here and there. These are just at one place. So I hope you have learned something new. If you learned something new, be sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you want, you can watch the other videos related to Breakdance Builder on my channel. I'll drop the link of the playlist in the description of this video. Thank you very much. I'll see you in the next video.